after the great Kickstarter horn was first sounded, crowdfunded games are finally coming home to roost and to be played. Millions of dollars were pledged to fund the development of Broken Age, and the first part of the game is now out to backers and will soon be available for mass consumption. People had once mourned the death of the point-and-click adventure game, but here it stands in its resplendent majesty, begging you to explore every bit of dialogue and madly combine every item in your inventory and on screen in hopes of eking out a solution to your problems. Or a witty dead end that's almost dissatisfying.
I'm aboard the distressed vessel, Friendship Circle.
The first episode of The Broken Age has you piloting two very different individuals. Shay pilots a spaceship that's part kindergarten, part prison, part existential crisis. And Vela is a rebellious, would-be human cupcake. You can freely swap between the two protagonists in case you ever get stuck or want a quick change of scenery, and it's an honest-to-goodness riddle to see how the two lanky explorers' paths and stories might intertwine. Honestly though, each character's trials are both directed and interesting enough that it's easy to play them out one after another without zapping back and forth.
I think if you just shout at the bridge man, he'll lower or raise that bridge.
Wake up, bridge man!
The adventures at hand are chock full of colorful characters, nut jobs, and doting computers, filled with free-flowing, whimsical patter that's totally absorbing. You'd want to ask them about something as mundane as the weather or traffic if you were given the option. The environments are also artfully presented, each scene practically unique and inviting. Pixel hunting for the interactive thingamajigs isn't really an issue, with the cursor telling you it can be clicked, and your inventory conveniently hangs out at the bottom of the screen, making a chime anytime you get a new doodad.
Yes! You won't be sorry, Commander.
The puzzles aren't really brutal brain teasers, they're just asking you to soak in what's happening. The majority of items can be put to use quite close to where they're found, and the few situations where mechanical or reaction-driven solutions are required are fairly forgiving. Getting killed or winding up at a game over screen is impossible, with even the most seemingly fatal scenarios giving you an easy out. But the game's not a complete cakewalk, even when you're literally dealing with cake. It's just that your interactions don't rely on illogical guesswork or rote solutions, which means there's less room to flail and fail. Figuring out how to progress will still provide those lightbulb flashes of insight and inspiration.
For you, Grandpa.
Don't mind if I do.
Bouncing between solving pleasurable, laid-back puzzles and chatting it up with a menagerie of weirdos makes for a sustained ping-pong volley of greatness. Shay and Vela's worlds are so different, yet they're threaded together with earnest humor and something slightly more sinister on the periphery. The adventure's greatest drawback is that it ends on such an expectant high note, with more questions asked than answered. And that's why you'll come back for the concluding episode later this year. The Broken Age will win you over in minutes, and what it lacks in length or difficulty, it makes up for in pure personality. From talking spoons to a guru who makes people remove vowels from their names in order to attain true lightness. It's a weird world, and you'll feel part of it in a way we haven't seen since the lost age of adventure games.
You know what I mean.